Hey, good morning and welcome to Breakthrough Walls. I'm Ken Walls and I'm your host. And I have a very special guest on today. This guy, you guys will see, he is absolutely hilarious. I recently met him at a mastermind group meeting at Jeffrey Gitomer's house. This guy is awesome. I want to welcome my new and very good friend. We're like best friends now. My good friend, David Newman. David, the king of TikTok.
How are you, buddy?
Welcome, man. How are you?
Excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you here, dude.
What's that?
I said, I'm excited to have you here.
I know, it's going to be crazy. Crazy, I tell you. It's going to be nuts.
So you want to tell everybody where you are right now?
I am outside of Philadelphia, but I'm not in my own home because the electric company evicted me, and I am sitting in the office of my good friend and our COO here at Do It Marketing, Charlie Posnack. So technically, I'm homeless right now. Homeless.
And it's not, I thought maybe you didn't pay the bill, but that's not the case.
That's next. They keep doing this kind of service, I'll stop paying the bill.
So, oh my God, that's funny. So, I created this show to help people have a breakthrough in life, to help them get unstuck. And, I think we've all been there where we get stuck and we don't know what to do. And, I would like to have people hear your story, including me, because I don't know all the goods, man. So
The gory details.
So let's talk about first start where you were born and raised.
Sure. Well, interestingly enough, my parents are Hungarian immigrants. They immigrated to Canada, to Montreal, and I was actually born in Montreal and spent my first 5 years in Canada.
Wow.
And my father got a job in New York City, and then we moved to northern New Jersey. So that was age 5. Grew up in northern New Jersey. And actually, I stayed a Canadian citizen, U.S. permanent resident until the age of 30. So I was actually a green card carrying permanent resident alien. That's what they're called, resident aliens.
Wow.
I got a lot of mileage out of the whole resident alien thing.
Yeah.
But when I was 30, so I got married when I was 21. I got married super young. Luckily, I threw the dartboard on the exact right person. And this year is our 35th wedding anniversary.
Oh my gosh.
35 years someone's been putting up with me.
Wow.
So
I'm struggling with 2 weeks.
I know. Well, it's been 35 years of every 2 weeks trying to figure it out. You know how it is. But so at age 30, I had an American wife and 2 American kids. And I figured, okay, let's pull the plug. And I just went all in and took the citizenship test and boom. So that was kind of the growing up thing. Went to college. At first, I thought I was going to be a doctor.
You look like you could be a doctor.
Failed out of pre-med.
Oh.
Failed out of chemistry, physics, and calculus all in the same semester. Realized Dr. Newman to surgery, not going to happen. So I failed out of that. Meanwhile, I was doing drama. I was doing like the school plays. I was doing, all kinds of things. I said, I have an idea. I'm really good at that. Why don't I major in drama and English? I majored in drama and English. I actually went to graduate school. I have an MFA in stage directing from the City University of New York.
Wow.
4 years of theater in New York City.
Really?
In the 1980s. We lived in Brooklyn before Brooklyn was cool. Like, it was dirty. It was nasty. There was crack vials in front of our apartment building.
Were they yours?
Like Brooklyn. It was like Brooklyn.
Oh my gosh.
It was,
wow.
We were in the hood, man. We were in Midwood near Flatbush. It's the Hasidic Jewish hood.
Wow. So hold on. So are you technically Canadian?
Well, I was born in Montreal. Now, technically, I'm a U.S. citizen because I got naturalized and I took the test when I was 30.
So but you don't, it's not, so it's not I don't know how it works. It's not a dual citizenship
I could
thing?
have gone that way, but I just chose not to. I chose not to.
I mean, who wants to be Canadian?
Yeah. I have a funny story about that, though.
I have a lot of friends in Canada.
We go to Canada for vacation and sometimes for business and all kinds of fun things. So we're on a family vacation. We're driving from Philly up to Toronto. We cross the border. I hand over 4 American passports. And the border guard is looking through this, leans into the car, looks in the back seat, sees the 2 kids, looks over at me, says, "Sir, besides yourself, are there any other Canadian citizens in the vehicle?" And I said, no, I'm American. That's an American passport that I gave you.
Yeah.
Looks at the front page, says, "Sir, it says that you were born in Montreal." And a little twinkle in his eye at this point. So let me ask you again, besides yourself, are there any other Canadian citizens in the vehicle? And I smile and I go, "Nope, just me." And he says, "Welcome back."
Oh my God.
So they wouldn't let me go. They literally, like, no, he's Canadian. It says right here, Montreal.
Oh
I don't care.
God.
U.S., Russian passport, Indian passport. This guy's one of ours.
Oh my God. That's awesome. Wow. So you were shown some favor.
I guess so.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. So
4 years of theater, while I was doing the 4 years of theater, rather, I was teaching in my graduate school. And a friend of mine says, "Hey, you seem to be pretty good at this teaching thing. You could do that for companies, and that's called corporate training. And maybe you can make a living at that." So in 1992, I started my 10-year corporate training career. Internal, it was HR. I did some training, some consulting, HR consulting, management consulting, technology consulting. It was a series of 3 different jobs at 3 different companies. Did some work with Microsoft, did some work for a big consulting company called Towers Perrin, did some work for PeopleSoft before they were bought by Oracle. So all in the kind of tech and professional services world. And then my wife still wags her finger, and December of 2001, I get the harebrained idea, you know what? I know training, I know teaching, I know consulting. I'm just going to go out on my own as an entrepreneur. Screw this thing. I'm getting out of here. So six-figure paycheck, bonuses, stock options.
Oh.
I say goodbye to all of that. I jump off the cliff and I say, yeah, how hard can it be? January 1st, 2002 was my first day as an entrepreneur. I had no freaking idea, Ken. No idea what the hell I was doing.
What year was this? 2000?
It was a disaster.
What year was it again?
2002.
Wow, dude. So you gave up, we'll just say a couple $100,000 at least, I'd say, to become an entrepreneur. Because it's a lot cooler being an entrepreneur.
So one would think. So my first program, because I bought into this franchise thing that was selling like prefab workshops. So I had 30 different workshops. Jack of all trades, master of none, everything. I'm telling my clients today, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, don't do all the crazy stuff that I did.
Yeah.
So I got a client somehow refers me or something. "Do you do time management?" And I'm flipping through my workshops going, "Oh, there it is. Yes, I do time management. Yes, I do. It's workshop 17. When would you like this time management workshop?" And I charged them $900. $900. Now, you might think, hey, and this was literally January of 2002. It wasn't January 1st, but it was that first month. Yeah. Then I didn't get a check for 9 additional months. Like, no money coming in. I had to live on $900 for 9 months.
Oh my God. Are you
savings? And you know how this goes. But
yeah,
I couldn't get a check. I couldn't get a client. I couldn't get a client to save my life. And I'm like, okay, this sucks. So I did two things. And this ties back to where we met with our mutual buddy, Jeffrey Gitomer.
Yeah.
I went to a Jeffrey Gitomer seminar here in Philadelphia. And it was like a babe in the woods, right? I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And I bought the sales Bible, and he had the creativity books, and he had all
Yeah.
the stuff in the back of the room. And I went nuts. I bought everything. I'm like,
How?
I'm like the guy with like the armful of books walking down the hall. And that was the beginning of me realizing I better study sales and marketing. I better figure that out, because as an entrepreneur, it's not about doing the work, it's about getting the work.
It is 1000%. But how did you buy it? If you had $900 in January, were you living on credit?
Well, I had some money saved up from the job.
Wow.
But you're sitting on this pile of money, and you slowly start seeing it go down and down,
Yeah.
down and down. And you're like, I better get my act together, because the lifeline only goes so long.
Right. Oh my gosh, man. Well, hey, you know what? I didn't have any of that when I started mine, dude. I had no money. It was either go out and start hunting and killing or die. I had $20, man. That was it. So it's tough, right? Like it's tough. 9 months without a paycheck.
9 months without a client, 9 months with no check, no paycheck, no client check, no nothing check.
Wow.
No coat check, no hat check, no checkout line.
Dude, wow. So
that was a wake-up call. So now what I tell my clients, Ken, is sales happen daily.
Yes.
We put fresh targets on our radar every single day.
Yeah.
It's the old orange juice commercial, right? A day without orange juice is like a day without sunshine. Well, to me, a day without a sale is like a day without sunshine. In fact, it's worse. It's a day without oxygen.
Right.
Business needs sales as the oxygen that will keep you going, so you can do the great work that you're meant to do.
And don't you find it odd? I'm sure with your clients, some of them see sales as a bad word.
Oh, almost all of them.
It's like, why are you in business? Right?
I remember, so I had a couple early mentors, virtual mentors.
Yeah.
So I'd never met Jeffrey Gitomer back in 2002. I'd never met Tom Peters, never met Seth Godin, but I followed their work.
Sure.
One of Tom Peters' slides still speaks to me to this day. It says, if you don't like sales, get another life. And he wasn't just talking to salespeople.
Right.
He was talking to executives and C-suite leaders. If you don't like sales, get another life.
That's
because
right.
Every day, every hour, every minute, we're selling something to someone. We're selling an idea. We're selling our opinion. We're selling our perspective. We're selling our products or services or brand, or we're selling our reputation. And one of the things I love about you is you have this entire amazing video series here. You are selling your value. People aren't paying money right now to watch us, I don't think. Maybe they are, but you're
maybe
selling.
they are.
Hey, maybe they are. See that? But you're totally selling that you're a smart guy. You talk to great people. And then me also. And this is a sale. This is a sale.
Right.
And part of the sale, I think you wrote about this in one of your posts, I think recently, the sale's about attention, right? We need video, and we need video interviews. We need our own video platform, because we're in the attention economy. And I could not agree with you more.
And you're 1000% right. Let me make a case in point. You are a great dude, but if I took just a picture of you wearing those amazing glasses, and you were like, hey, I'm going to do an ad on LinkedIn with my picture, people would be like, he is a CPA, maybe. Right? And how many CPAs have funny personalities?
Could someone just screenshot this, please? This CPA face.
There it is. So like, but my point is, without, let's say that you're like, okay, I need to generate some more attention. Well, you have options. You can do some video commercials on TV, right? Which is Philadelphia market, maybe, I don't know, New York, and spend tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. B, you could do a still photo kind of thing and run ads like that. Or C, get on live stream, do videos, do stuff where people can see your authenticity and people can see that you're, somewhat of a funny guy.
Yeah. Moderately funny. That's my brand. Moderately funny.
Moderatelyfunny.com.
Well, so let me just tell you something about being funny, because I think humor also has a place in marketing and human connection and being relatable. So I will do seminars, I'll do programs, I'll even sometimes do webinars where people give me the following feedback. Oh, David, you're so funny. Have you ever thought about being a stand-up comedian? And I've actually taken a stand-up comedy class. And by the way, stand-up comedy, it's 90% about the writing. It's not about the performing. You get the writing dialed in, right? You write your own material and then you just kill it when you go out there. But it's 90% writing. What I tell people is, I've taken a comedy class and thank you for the feedback, but at best, I am moderately funny. So if you think about it, what you want is a moderately funny consultant. You do not want a moderately funny comedian. A moderately funny comedian goes broke. A moderately funny consultant has a chance.
Exactly. So let's back up. Back it up. Let's go back to let's go back to Brooklyn. Is that where you went to school, high school?
That was grad school.
That was what?
That was graduate school.
Oh. So
my undergraduate was Franklin and Marshall College in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
I got you. So so you didn't grow up in Brooklyn?
Did not grow up in Brooklyn.
Why did I think you said you grew up in Brooklyn?
Grew up in northern New Jersey.
Oh, got it.
New York.
Okay. It's all kind of the same area.
Same area.
Philly.
I mean, literally 20 minutes outside the Lincoln Tunnel is where we were in Montclair.
Wow.
Montclair.
So you grew up in the greater New York City area.
That would be correct.
Okay. So you went to college.
I did.
And you did some really cool stuff with your degree.
Well, first I failed out, of course, of pre-med, and then I did stuff with my degree when I got my head screwed on straight. But that's another great lesson, I think. Yes. In entrepreneurship is everyone's going to push you and pull you and, oh, you should be a doctor and you should be this kind of person. You should pursue this kind of career. You should be this kind of entrepreneur. Do what you love, for God's sakes. Right. Do what you love. Do what's fun for you.
Yeah.
One of these things that people talk about often is the imposter syndrome, where people say, I can't believe they're paying me for all this money. I mean, doesn't everyone know this? No, everyone doesn't know this. And the place where you're going to make the most money and have the most impact is in areas that come easily to you, but are difficult for others.
Yes.
So when I was going out and I was doing all this kind of crazy, wonderful theater stuff, it was fun for me. And now doing the marketing and the sales and working with speakers and consultants and coaches, this is fun for me because I'm looking at the old me, right? And going, stop doing that. No, that's not going to work. No, stop wasting time on that. That's ridiculous. I did that. I tried that. It doesn't work.
Right.
Do this, not that. And to me, it's easy. They still keep paying though.
I know, but what do you think, with your experience with these customer? We have Jennifer Gittimer on here, by the way. She's watching.
Jennifer Gittimer?
The one and only. Yeah.
Well, can you erase what I said 5 minutes ago? God damn it.
I know.
Sorry, Jen. Kidding. We were kidding. That was another Jen Gittimer.
Don't say we. I didn't say it. You did.
No, you were horrible. It's terrible.
So she's probably gone by now.
By now she is, yeah.
Yeah. But so and he's kidding, Jen. We didn't talk bad about you. He did, but I didn't. So with the clients that you have, what are some of the things that you see? Because you deal with a lot of speakers and entrepreneurs. What are some of the things that you see that are holding people back? Because I know a lot of speakers that and I know a lot of speakers that don't have two nickels to rub together.
Yeah.
And what is it that you think is holding people back, in your opinion?
I think it's a couple of things. And I know these intimately because guess what? I lived it, and it's a very common pattern. I think one is simply a failure to decide. I think, in my opinion, and I've written books about this, so I guess it must be a decent opinion. The first thing, the most important word in marketing and sales is decide. Decide or define. And by that, I mean, decide who you are and decide who you're not. Define your area of expertise where you want to solve some problems, and then define where you don't want to play ever.
Right.
So not only who's a great fit, Ken, but who's a terrible fit? Who is going to be the nightmare client from hell that you never, ever, ever want to work with? Because when you decide and define who you are and who you're not, what problems you solve and what problems you don't, what specific areas you want to play in, now you've elevated yourself to the level of a specialist, and you're no longer a generalist. And one of my sound bites is that specialists win on value, or experts win on value, and generalists die on price. Generalists are, by definition, a dime a dozen, easily interchangeable with each other. So that first time management workshop that I did for $900, anybody could have done that. Anybody. You could have done that. You could have done that. You've done a probably 5 times better job than I did. It was a total commodity because that wasn't my expertise. That wasn't study that. I'm not the world's best expert at that. It was just, time management. Sure. Let me pull it out of my toolkit. Boom. Here you go.
Right.
Compared to David Allen, right? Getting things done.
Yeah.
Who has like $7-8 million company that just does time management. That's all they do. And they're at the best in the world at that. Why would you want to compete with that when you could carve out you decide and you define exactly the kind of business that you want, the kind of clients that you want, the kind of work that you want. So I think one of the big failures is this fear of missing out, right? We're hedging our bets. Well, I don't want to specialize because what if someone comes in here? What if someone asks me for that?
Right.
And the mantra that I share with people, focus on what you want, and you can always take what comes, right? Someone shows up on your doorstep with a $10,000 or $20,000 check and says, hey, can you help me with this? And you say, well, yes, I can, or we can, our company can. I'm never going to tell people turn away a check, but I'm also not going to tell you to try and boil the ocean and be everything to everyone, because that's how I started out. And the first 3 years of my business were a total disaster because of it.
And I think that that's probably very common. It's like you become the potpourri mix of your industry, right? Like you're like, because maybe your specialty is one thing and it's not paying well yet. So you're like, well, we could also sell Reese's peanut butter cups. I should get them to sponsor the show now. But hey, throw in a Kit Kat while we're at it. And hey, you know what? A lot of people don't like those two things. So let's sell Snickers too. Meanwhile, I'm an ear, nose, and throat specialist. Right. But I mean, and again, that's a huge exaggeration, but people do that. I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it. You've done it. We've all done that, where it's like, I'm not making enough money selling my time management course. Maybe it's because it sucked. So what, and if it's like, okay, how do you get people off of that? How do you get people to say, I'm not making any money doing all of these 10 things, although I've invested a ridiculous amount of money in marketing these 10 things. How do you get them to hone in on the one thing?
Not only do they invest time and money, the biggest investment that's really tough to rip the Band-Aid off, they've invested their ego.
Oh
They've
yeah.
invested their identity in that. This is who I am. This is what I do.
Yeah.
This is my thing. And I love my 17 topics.
Yeah.
So there's 2 steps, Ken. Step number 1, I look at their 17 topics and I said, which of these have people paid you money for in the last 12 months?
Right.
That generally takes 14 off the table and it leaves 3.
Right.
I mean, seriously, it's that dramatic. I say, have you ever sold this? No. Have you ever sold that to anybody? No. How about this? No.
Right.
Take it off the menu.
Yes.
Target what you want. You can always take what comes. That leaves us with 3. I said, okay, let's look at these 3 that are left. Is there an umbrella under which these 3 all might fit, or is there one of them that really also includes or encapsulates the other 2?
Right.
Either we take all 3 diverse products and say, well, here's how it all makes sense. And I call this an integrated product suite.
Right.
So think about the way Apple Computer does it, right? When you buy an Apple iPhone, now it's time to go buy a tablet. Well, you're not going to get a Samsung tablet. You're probably going to get an iPad because the iPad works better with the iPhone. When you want to get a laptop, you might look at other laptops, but you're probably going to get a MacBook because now you have the MacBook and the iPad and the iPhone, and they all work better when they're together. That's called an integrated product suite. And Apple Computer is the best at the world, of course, at giving you, now you have to have an Apple Watch. Now you have to have this. Now you have to have the Apple Car. Now you have to watch Apple TV. Now you have to do, Apple Music and Apple Books. And okay, we get it. Integrated product suite. So either everything fits under one umbrella, or when I ask people, well, what's this program or what's this service or what's this brand? They go, well, that's really connected to over here. I said, okay, so could we have, this is the umbrella, and under this, 2 or 3 things are in your integrated product suite. So for example, people might say, well, I have a 2-day seminar, and then I can also do a keynote on that, and I've got a 90-day coaching program. Okay, great. Now I want to take the 90-day coaching program and make an online course. Even better, fantastic. Now we have 4 things in the integrated product suite. But what I think what people miss out on is when they're on a show like this, Ken, or when they're on their own podcast or their own video series, or when they're, anywhere, online or offline.
Right.
And they say, what is this person all about? Can you put it in 2 or 3 words? I call that your CNN headline. Because when you watch CNN, you get the red bar at the bottom of the screen, and it's going to give you 1 or 2 words and the word expert, right? So I might be marketing expert. I might be speaker marketing expert. That's about it. It's not going to be marketing plus leadership plus sales plus plumbing supplies plus online video plus basket weaving plus hair plugs. I mean, I probably need all of those things, but literally think about the CNN test, blank expert, blank consultant, right? What would you fill in the blank with? What are those 1 or 2 words? And then does that cover your integrated product suite?
So, but okay, so I love all that, and that is incredibly deep and technical. It really is, and I'm sure that when you dig in, like I like the 10,000-foot view of things, right? I hate getting into the weeds on for me personally and my stuff, right?
Sure.
I'd rather have other people that are in the weeds getting it done. Like I'm the, and I think that's not all that uncommon with entrepreneurs, is it?
It is not. We are generally very creative, big picture. Entrepreneurial ADD rules the day.
Right. Squirrel. Like, right. So what, how, I mean, do you find where you have to bring people into that reality? Like, hey, like we got to get real here. Like you got to get in the weeds.
Well, either they need to get in the weeds or they need to hire help sooner than they do.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of entrepreneurs, the first hire that they are reluctant to make is some kind of assistant, right? Virtual assistant, marketing assistant, someone that can take some of the monkey work off their plate. And maybe you have a different experience with this, Ken, but every single person that I have talked to, when they've made that step, they say, I can't believe I waited this long.
Yep.
Why in the world did I wait this long to hire this person? He or she changed my life, 20, 25, 30 bucks an hour, and I'm now free. It's like, yeah, you're now free. So now you have to have a revenue stream, of course. Sometimes you even hire the person, right? You got to dig your well before you're thirsty. Hire that person, short-term pain, long-term gain, because you know that if you had 2 or 3 months of focused energy, you could finish that book, you could finish that course, you could do more outreach, you could do more prospecting activity. You wouldn't be stuck behind the computer, rebuilding your website for the 17th time, or trying to connect your shopping cart to your course and making yourself crazy. You hand that off to someone and say, here, the 6 most powerful words that an entrepreneur can say. I'll let you figure that out. I'll let you figure that out. Well, how does the shopping cart connect to how do I get my email service? I'll let you figure that out.
Yeah.
If you need some extra help, or you don't know what to do, come back to me, but I'll let you figure that out.
I love that, man. And that's powerful. People, I do some coaching too, and consulting, and I literally had this conversation yesterday with someone, and I said, you need to hire a couple of people, right? And that's a tough conversation to have sometimes, because the resistance is crazy.
Yeah.
The resistance is insane sometimes. So, what in the world? So like, here you are, you leave a very high paying 6-figure job.
I do.
You get into, this business of being a corporate teacher, trainer. And did you start going out and doing speaking engagements right away, or did that come later?
Yeah. Speaking and training. I had 2 profit centers at the beginning, and really for the first 7 or 8 years of my business, it was speaking / training, and it was one-on-one coaching.
Okay.
So I had, the speaking and training. I had big corporate contracts. Eventually, when I started to figure some things out, big corporate contracts, QVC, Microsoft, whole bunch of different banks, financial services, Merrill Lynch, PNC Bank, all kinds of things like that. And I was doing some training and some consulting. And then the one-on-one coaching actually came from other speakers, consultants, and experts who saw that I finally figured some things out. And they said, hey, can I pick your brain? Can we go have breakfast? Can we go have lunch? Can we go have coffee? I was like, yeah, sure. So I had a ton of breakfast, lunch, coffee, drinks with a whole bunch of people. No money ever changed hands. And then a friend of mine, who's still a friend to this day, is a very talented career consultant. And he sits down with me, and he's asking me all these questions, and I'm just talking to him. He just stops mid-sentence, and he says, you should do this for a living. And I said, excuse me, do what for a living? He says, you should just work with people like me, with consultants and experts and business book authors, and help us get our heads straight with the marketing and the sales. And I laughed at him. I was like, wow, that's ridiculous. First of all, consultants, speakers, and trainers, they're all broke. They're all broke. They have no money.
Right.
Thank you, but no thank you. I'm going to go back to my big corporate contracts, my big corporate training clients. I'm perfect. He says, no, listen, humor me. Please humor me. If I get 3-4 people together, little small group program, will you do something for us? I said, okay, just to humor you because I like you. Sure. So Ken, here's what we did. I put together a 4-week program. It was in my living room.
Wow.
I charged these people. There was like 6 of them all together. I charged them $50 each, basically bagel and coffee money. Not $50 a session, $50 for the 4 weeks.
Wow.
$12.50 a week.
Oh.
And we sat down in my living room for 4 Tuesday mornings, like 8 a.m. to 10:30. And we had the bagels, we had the coffee, and I just unloaded marketing, sales, business development, strategies, tactics. Here's how to get into big corporate. Here's how to sell training. Here's how to sell coaching. Here's how I sell consulting. And it was just really from personal experience, right? It's like, here's what works for me. I hope it'll work for you. I don't know. And then
good luck.
Getting results. And that kind of stuff, I was like, wow, holy crap, this stuff actually works for you. I knew it worked for me, but it worked for you. Now, here was the big pivotal moment. This was 2007, 2008. I think it was more like 2007. At the same time, I had a big training contract with an insurance brokerage firm here in Philadelphia. They bought 3 programs up front. At that point, for a half-day seminar, I was charging $3,500. They bought 3 of them, cash in hand, $10,500. I walk I walk in for seminar number 1 out of 3, and I see a whole bunch of people sitting there like this. Arms crossed, grimaces. They do not want to be there. They're like prisoners. And it's like, okay, tough guy, show us what you got. I don't want to be here. I want to be back on the phone. I want to be back selling. My boss made me be here. And it's literally 9:01 a.m. I'm looking out at this sea of grumpy faces. And it was the same time that I was doing this 4 weeks with my buddies in my living room. And I was having so much more fun with them than I did with this group. And I literally, the following phrase popped in my mind. I'll never forget this. I said to myself, dude, you are in the wrong room, doing the wrong program for the wrong people for the wrong reason. And that was the day, Ken, that I turned down my corporate training and speaking. And I said, you know what? I think my career consultant friend was right. And I am meant to help these other entrepreneurial speakers, consultants, coaches, etc. And that's when I started doing some one-on-one, and I started doing some group coaching, some live-led courses. That led to online courses. That led to mentoring. That led to hiring a team that now does some of the coaching and mentoring with me. But it was a huge turning point. Just seeing those grumpy faces, despite the fact that $10,000 was in my bank account back in 2007. And, you know, $10,000 was something back in 2007.
It still is.
And I just realized, like, oh, this is not my people. This is not my mission in life.
Wow. What? So did you refund the money, or did you do all the?
No, I finished the goddamn program.
You're like, hey,
they're still around, by the way. If they're watching this live stream, then hello to ICBM in Ballackinwood, PA. I love you guys. You're mean to me, but I still love you.
So, wow, dude. So you had a huge awakening moment.
Yeah. I mean, big time. Big time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I get that. Along this journey, how many times, you know, do we, and you're making me think, like, how many times do we get into something because, like, maybe we were good at it at some point, or we don't pay attention to the market shifting, you know. It's like the website stuff that I've done for 26 years. It's a commodity. I mean, I'm good at it, and I'm one of the best in the world. I honestly think that I am. But it's a commodity, man. There's like 8-year-olds doing it in their mom's basement now. And it's like, so you've seen me go through that shift, even within the last couple of weeks, a big shift happened.
Right.
So wow. My brain is kind of mush on this whole topic right now. So with the when you take an entrepreneur and you're like, dude, we got to strip down what's not working. People struggle with letting go. Like,
I would say even fight tooth and nail.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But how do you get them into the mindset of you just have to point out the facts. Look, dude, you haven't made any money in 10 years. Like,
well, generally it's not that bad.
I know. But you got to strip them down, right? You got to point out the wow.
Well, and you know, but by the time someone talks to me, they know something is wrong. Like they've already probably had their Houston, we have a problem moment. Yeah. They either heard this from their spouse or their CPA or somebody that, hey, this isn't working the way that you want it to be working.
Yeah.
So, but it's still a struggle. And so at some point, you just have to say, listen, we've tried it your way for X number of years. You paid me a whole bunch of money to help you. Try it my way. Try it my way. And generally, one of the things that we also focus on are some fast cash strategies, because the most obvious way that I can show someone that this is going to work is to give them some quick wins. Figure out what's the low-hanging fruit. What relationships can they go back to with a new offer or a new program or a new value prop that is in that integrated product suite, and say, hey, you know what? It's been a couple of years. So great to reconnect with you. What's new? What's happening? What's next in your world? And then ideally they would ask you, well, hey, David, what's next? What's new? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm doing the old program that we did together, or the old service, not doing that anymore, shifting into this. And I'll tell you, even when I give that strategy to some clients, that almost always leads to either a sales conversation right then and there or a referral. Because what that old prospect hears now is clarity. They hear clarity, they hear decisiveness, they hear commitment, and that is very, very appealing. So people say, well, what if I make the wrong decision? What if I pick the wrong thing to be the centerpiece of my program? I said, you know what? Sometimes the clarity is going to have appeal just because of it itself. And you can always redecide. Here's the problem when people don't decide anything and they keep that huge spread of investable opportunities. They never get to experience that clarity. If you say, hey, I've been making this offer, I've talked to 15 people over the last 45 days, nobody has bought it. And I say, well, what kind of people? Were they the decision maker? What was your sales conversation? Blah, 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 blah. If we really validate that that's not the right offer, we can undecide. We can undecide and redecide anytime we want to. The people that have the biggest problem are the ones that don't decide ever.
You probably don't know. I don't think I told you this, but I am actually writing a book on making a decision. I'm in the middle of writing a book about it. Maybe we should
be a bestseller, because that's the biggest sticking point in so many things.
We should maybe I bring you in as a co-author. Dude, it's the number one most important thing to anything in life, not just success in business. Like, how many dudes did you know back in the day that couldn't make a decision on the woman that they wanted. So they were out there and they were miserable. They were miserable. Dude, make a decision for the love of God and everything else. It's holy. Decide.
And let me tell you where else. I mean, this is something that you're right in our personal life and all kinds of areas. I talked to a guy, this is about 4 or 5 years ago, and this soundbite stuck with me. He lost 50 pounds, just had a tremendous, dramatic weight loss. And we had a meal together, and they're bringing around the dessert cart, and they're going, oh, here's the chocolate mousse and the cheesecake and the triple layer, blah, 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 blah. And he just completely unfazed. And I'm like drooling. Everything looks so amazing. Everything looks so fantastic. And he just said, nope, black coffee, thanks. And I said, how do you do that? And he said the following profound phrase.
Get ready.
Once you make the decision, your choices are easy.
Amen.
So he made the choice. I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I'm going to take care of my health. That was a foundational decision. Do I have black coffee or cheesecake? Well, that's easy. We all know the answer to that. We all know that answer. We have black coffee. So he doesn't do any processing when the dessert cart walks by, because he already made the decision.
It's unbelievable. It's waffling on your decisions that screws people up.
Amen, brother.
Like, just decide. It's like when Andy Frisella challenged me to do 75 hard when he was on my show. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And it's called 75 hard. It should be called many other things. But like, I made the decision.
75 FU.
It was a lot. Yeah, at least that. And so, I made the decision, like, I am doing this and I am completing it no matter what? And we had a 16-hour drive home from Florida one day and pulled in the driveway at 3:23 a.m. and I had to complete my second workout for the day and went to the gym at 3:20 after driving 16 hours. So it is that, dude. It's all about the decision.
Yeah.
How many people do you know that are unbelievably successful and happy in life, all because they have a primary focus on something they decided on long ago?
Almost everyone.
Right?
Almost everyone. That's such a great criteria, by the way. The way that you just verbalized that is the magic key, I think, to success.
Yeah.
Is make a foundational decision and then go 110 miles an hour towards that every single day. Another soundbite. I'm just a fountain of sound bites.
These are all tweetable.
Yeah, I know. It really is about momentum, right? So once you make a decision,
yes,
right, take some action. That's why our company is called Do It Marketing, because we believe in taking action.
Yes.
Action leads to traction. Traction leads to momentum, and then momentum leads to results. Imagine when you just made a sale, right? When you pick up the phone and you call that next prospect or you return that next, you're typically going to make another sale because the momentum, like now you're expecting it, right? You're in the zone, you're in the groove, you're making things happen. Doesn't happen all the time, but we've all had those streaks where success leads to success leads to success. Why? Because you took action. Action gave you traction, meaning that you made forward progress. The traction gave you momentum, small win, big win, huge win, and then that led to more and better results. And just like that's a positive loop, when people are inactive and sitting there, I'll just wait to see what leads come in. I'm just going to sit here and wait for the phone to ring. Now it's atrophy. And lack of action leads to that same spiral, except in reverse. And it's bad. And I was in that negative spiral for 3 years.
We've all been there.
I didn't get off my ass and make any changes or make any decisions.
We have all been there. And so I think I know your answer, but I'm going to throw it out there. So when you find somebody that's stuck there, when you get a client, you meet someone, maybe they're not a client, maybe it's just some person you meet in a restaurant or whatever. And you can tell, right? You can tell when somebody's stuck there.
Oh yeah.
Right. What do you say to them to help them get, because you've been there, right? Like, what do you say to them to help them in that moment? Get out of that.
Well, I guess it's more about questions. I'm always a big believer that the questions that we ask, first of all, we're judged more on the questions that we ask than on the statements that we make. Right. And I think also to get someone to have some sort of deep insight into their own situation, the only way you can get that is to ask questions, not to tell them, dude, you're screwed up. You're stuck. You got a problem, buddy.
Right.
It really doesn't work. But I would ask them, what hasn't been working so far? And they will tell you all the things that, it's like it's a doctor doing a diagnosis, like, where does it hurt?
Yeah.
Right. What hasn't been working? And think back, what has worked in your business? And now this is another huge insight for a lot of people, including me. People will say, well, what always works is going back to an old client. What always works is getting a referral. What always works is doing a webinar. What always works is whatever. I said, okay, when's the last time you did that? And then they have kind of a, wow, you're right. So the soundbite there is, it worked so well, we stopped doing it.
Right.
It's like, if it worked well, and now we think, oh, I'm too advanced. I'm beyond that. I don't need to meet new people. I don't need to go and, go to my local trade association or, a chapter of my professional group, because, God forbid I meet a possible joint venture partner or a referral partner or a potential client or a new friend or whatever. It's like, you got to get out of your office And one of the things I love about video, Ken, and what you're doing, this is a way to get out of your office and to go into the world right here from our office.
Yep.
Right. So the people that watch your show, the people that follow me or buy my books or come to my programs, online webinars, videos, all this crazy stuff that we put out, it is a way of getting out into the world. I would even go one step further, not to blow smoke up your butt, but every day that someone is not on video, they are losing money.
Well, and let me take it to a different level that most people don't think about. And that is, if I were to just meet you, I would say, David, do you have information that can change someone's life if they apply the information that you teach them?
Yes.
Would it change their life for the better or the worse?
Usually the better.
Right. And then I would say, do you realize that by not going live, by not getting yourself out there, by not plastering every single possible method that there is, that you're stealing from those people?
Wow. That is profound. And it's so, so true.
You literally are. Like, what other purpose do you have to be on this planet? To accumulate a bunch of money and then die? Like, no, dude, you're here to impact the world in a positive way. We all are. And if you're not getting your message out there and you're not positively affecting people's lives, then you're literally stealing from them.
It's true.
It is true, man. And people don't look at it like that. And that's why I'm passionate. You know what I'm passionate about. That's what I'm passionate about, is waking people freaking up about this. So, enough about all of that. Let's talk about me. I'm kidding. So let's talk about your, the fact that you are a best-selling author. You've written, I know of 2 books, Do It Marketing and Do It Speaking. Hey, look at who we have on.
The King of Sales is here.
Holy moly. We have a celebrity in the house, Mr. Jeffrey Gitomer. Jeez, just when we felt important, he had to show up.
Yeah. We were big deals till about 20 seconds ago. We were huge.
We were huge.
Now we're like this.
So you've written a couple of books. What prompted that? What made you go, I got to write a book?
Well, so the first thing, I held up 2 fingers, meaning 2 books.
Yeah.
Before the 2 real books,
yeah,
I had 8 self-published books. So my first book came out in 2004.
Wow.
You can still find it on Amazon. One book was called Relish. The other book was called Relish for Business. And it was little sound bites and quotes and inspirational, motivational nonsense. I think each of them sold a grand total of maybe 7 copies.
Oh, God.
And my mom bought 5. And I bought 1. And I think my kids might have bought 1.
Oh, my God.
So I was always a writer. I was always a writer. I love writing. I was blogging before blogging was cool.
Right.
I had a blog on Blogger. Remember Blogger.com?
Oh, heck yeah. It still exists.
I have a Blogger blog. It's still out there. The first entry is like June of 2002.
Wow.
And it's still out there. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Always been writing, but writing without purpose and writing without distribution, in my mind, it doesn't work. I mean, you can write your brains out, and then there's a lot of genius writers who are broke.
Yeah.
So in 2012, I said, okay, I now have enough experience. I have my head screwed on straight. I think I've got something to say. And I connected with a literary agent, and we sold the first book to the American Management Association. That was our publisher. And that came out in 2013. And so that book changed my life. When that book came out, that book changed my life. Not because I got rich off the royalties, and no one except Jeffrey Gitomer gets rich off royalties.
Right.
Or, John Grisham or any of these big name, Tom Clancy and so on.
Yeah.
But because of the book, all kinds of people started to come into my world. So people read the book. Can you coach me? Can you come into our company? Can we do a program? Can you come speak for our group? And I cultivated that.
Right.
I marketed the daylights out of the book. And I think in the publishing world, by the way, a lot of people make this mistake. They put out a book and they fail to understand, Ken, what you and I were talking about before, that now this is part of your integrated product suite. It's not just, oh, the book is out here and my business is over here. The book builds the business and the business builds the book. And it's totally synchronized, totally aligned, right? The book supports the business supports the book. Right. So I really just was going hog wild on that for 6 years. Then, of course, 2012, 2013, 2014, I started doing a lot of speaking specific programs. So helping consultants who speak, coaches who speak, entrepreneurs who speak, executives who speak. There was a speaking component to the Do It Marketing book, but it wasn't just about speaking. It was all kinds of marketing and, small business marketing, entrepreneurial marketing of any kind.
Right.
So I decided, okay, I'm a little out of sync because I'm now, again, specialize, decide, define. Am I going to be a marketing guy, or am I going to be a marketing guy who specializes in speaking as the ultimate marketing strategy, speaking as the ultimate leadership brand builder, and speaking as the ultimate one-to-many sales tool? I said, okay, I'm all in on speaking. So I had to write a book. And so that's where the second book came from. And it's all about how speaking is those three things. Ultimate marketing strategy, leadership brand builder, and one-to-many sales platform. So that is now for non-speakers, right? That's for professionals. That's for salespeople. That's for CEOs who speak. That's for brand managers and product managers and financial advisors and insurance and real estate and all kinds of people who are selling their products, their services, their ideas, and their brand. If they're not using speaking as one of the pillar strategies, I guarantee you they are losing out. They're not getting enough prospects, leads, and sales, and they could be getting a lot more.
So, and I'd like, man, I cannot believe it's been an hour already. What the heck? Dude, what? Yeah, well, you know what? We can just keep going for a few more minutes. So here, I want to put the book up on the screen so people can see it. There's the name of your book. That's the front cover of your book, Do It Speaking. And I happen to be the proud owner of the Audible version of that book.
Very nice.
And it's an excellent book. And I'd like you to kind of, and I don't want you to obviously go through the entire book, but go through, kind of explain to people, any kind of a business owner. I don't care if you are a flower shop owner. I keep bringing that up. I maybe owning a flower shop is in my future. I don't know. I keep bringing up flower shops on my show, but maybe you own a flower shop, or you own a hardware store, or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And you're looking for more business.
Yeah.
Can you give a couple of examples how just a regular old business owner that's not a speaker, not an author, how can they use speaking, in your opinion, to expand their business, to make more money? That's what they want, right?
Sure. Absolutely. Well, so let me give you an example, and this isn't necessarily a hardware store owner, but there's a web design company.
Okay.
Web design company, and as you well know, that's the business that you've been in for quite a while.
Yep.
One guy here in the Philadelphia area, when you say web design, when you say online marketing, when you say digital marketing, when you say social media agency, they go, oh, that guy Rick, right? Rick, you mean Rick? It's like, who the hell's Rick? Rick has a company like hundreds of other companies in the Philadelphia area, but Rick speaks everywhere. I mean, this guy Rick is a machine.
Right.
He's at the Chamber, he's at the Rotary, he's at the Lions Club, he's at the Kiwanis, he's at all the trade and professional associations. He talks to the real estate group. He talks to the accounting group. I met him first at the IMC chapter, which is
Yeah.
the Institute of Management Consultants. And I just grabbed him. I said, Rick, how many of these presentations do you do in a year? He says between 50 and 60, at least once a week, sometimes two. And I said, what other marketing? Because he was like the VP of marketing for his web design company.
Wow.
He wasn't even the owner. He wasn't even the owner.
Wow.
And I said, what other marketing are you doing? He goes, just this. I said, wait a second, wait. You got a multi-million-dollar web and digital agency. You speak 50, 60 times a year just around the local community, around the region, and that generates all the rocket fuel for your business. He goes, oh, yeah. In fact, we're kind of backlogged right now. I probably should cancel some of these speaking gigs because we can't take on more clients.
Wow.
So it's not about, oh, I want to be a professional speaker. I want to go out and make $5,000 or $10,000 when I go to some big national conference. We're talking about in your backyard, in your community. There are opportunities to talk to dozens of prospects at a time, but we're not selling them. We're teaching them. We're not selling them. We're helping them. We're not even talking about our products and services. We're making them more educated about the outcomes that they want to create when they hire anybody who's like us and does what we do. So, but guess who they're going to hire? They're not going to go, wow, Rick, that was a great presentation. Let me go home into the yellow pages and find some other web design company. They're going to go up to Rick and say, dude, we've been to redo our website. Can you help us?
Right. Bingo. Dude, and that and your book is 77 instant action ideas to market, monetize, and maximize your expertise. Do it speaking. And you're a member of the National Speakers Association. You're and you're moderately funny.
Moderately. Funny.com.
Dude, I love those glasses, by the way. So man, we're out of time. I have the wonderful.
Yeah, come back. We'll do this again.
I know, man. God,
I'll have you on my show like tomorrow, I think.
I think so. Are we live on that? Is it live?
I wasn't gonna be, but I think we better change it. So we'll do a Zoom webinar, and then we'll do the Zoom and the Facebook.
You need my course. So
I'm using ancient stone tools. Okay, we're gonna do Vidyard. How's that? Vidyard.
Oh my God, you're killing me. Vidyard. Oh, you're amazing, dude. Listen,
can I just call out like the best name I've seen in a long time, which is Glow Favreau.
I love that.
Glow, you got it going on. I wish I had a name that was that cool.
I mean, for real. Me too. Like
like David Newman, like boring.
Like Glow Favreau is, dude. God,
that's my new stage name. Glow, do you mind if I steal that and that's my new stage name? Would that be okay?
Oh, that's funny, dude. So dude, where could somebody that's stuck start right now today? What could they do today?
Today, they could go to our website that has just a crap ton of free stuff on it, doitmarketing.com. If they want to dive right in to some free training, it's doitmarketing.com/webinar. doitmarketing.com/webinar. And that will give you the deep dive skinny on how to start monetizing your speaking mojo.
doitmarketing.com/webinar. I've got it scrolling across the bottom of the screen now. So make sure that you go over to do it. And you know what? Look around doitmarketing.com and get some free stuff from David. And instead of just getting everything free, go get his book, because he actually reads it in his moderately funny voice and some of his moderately funny jokes.
It's true. So you're recommending the Audible version. What's that, like 6 hours and 38 minutes?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Something like that. So
it might be 39 minutes.
If y'all enjoyed this, number one, you're nuts, but thank you. But if y'all enjoyed this and you want 6 hours and 39 minutes more, then follow the advice of my smart friend Ken Walls.
No, seriously, I'm like, all right, here, let me take him off the screen for a minute and just talk to you guys about this guy. I'm just kidding. Like, seriously, go get his book. It's really good. 77 instant, I'm reading it. 77 instant action ideas to market, monetize, and maximize your expertise. For real. And you give real life examples of what you can do right now to start doing more speaking stuff about your business and finding you talk about it in the book. It's amazing. Yeah. So go get both versions of the book, the Audible and the hardback version or paperback or whatever it is. Yeah. I wouldn't know because I haven't gotten the book itself yet. I hung out with the author and had dinner with him, and he didn't have any copies of his book for me. So there was that.
I'm now really ashamed.
I'm kidding.
Way, Sherry Gideons is pointing out that your favorite word is now dude, and you have started using it.
I know. She told me that the other day, dude.
All right, dude. Love you, dude.
Dude, I love you, man. You rock. Thank you, guys. Hey, a lot of people shared this out, so thank you so much for that. And thank you for watching. Thank you for follow this guy, man. Follow David right now. Follow David Newman. You're maxed out at 5,000 friends, aren't you?
I am, but we can knock some people out. I mean, come on.
Some people
for the Ken Walls audience, I'm throwing some people out. Screw them. Your audience is more important.
They're out. They're out.
Yeah, they're gone. You guys come on in.
That's it. So follow David, and I gotta mention this. I would be, what's the old phrase? I would be remiss if I didn't. So David recently was introduced to a new social media platform called TikTok, and you have to go follow him on TikTok.
That's if you want the raw deal, like the real deal, the real ugly.
Oh, my face is hurting. I'm telling you, David, it will crack you up on TikTok. He is absolutely funny I mean, you're funny in real life, but like TikTok, you're taking it to another level.
Well, I'm a little bit braver because here's my naive perception of TikTok is like, well, no one's really on there yet, except, you, me, Gittimer. That's about it.
Wow, Gittimer just shared this out, man. Wow.
Ooh, hey, very nice.
Wow.
Very nice. But yeah, so the three of us are on TikTok, and then it's like 17 million teenage girls. So I'm some funny old bald guy.
Jeffrey wants to know, can you do the dances?
Not like you can, buddy. Not like you. Holy smokes.
Gittimer's doing the dances.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. King of Sales. Follow King of Sales on TikTok, and then I'm David Newman Marketing, and
I'm just Ken Walls. I'm just Ken Walls.
Ken Walls, because
but if you go to,
you were there first.
Dude, if you go to kingoftiktok.com, guess whose website you end up on?
Is that you?
I bought that. Yeah. So look, appreciate you, man. I got to go to the dentist. Yay. That's going to be fun.
Vigorous tooth cleaning time.
That's it. So listen, thanks for being on. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I have Mark Victor Hansen. Or what is today? No, not tomorrow. Who do I have? What do I have tomorrow? I'll have to look.
It won't be this good.
No, you're amazing, dude. Appreciate you. Don't hang up on me, but I'm ending the live stream. Thank you to everyone who watched. Jeffrey said, not that funny.
No, we're sad actually on TikTok, but that's okay.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I love the honest critique.
I know. All right. Yeah, you're not that funny. All right, listen, you guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.